Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Jod and Nawood from the Skeleton Crew TV series, and this, oddly enough, is a weird review, and I want to talk about this just right off the bat, because for some reason in Canada, I don't think it's some reason, I think it has something to do with the tariffs. I know I don't want to get political or anything. Yes, the tariffs suck, everyone knows that, but Hasbro's figures, Transformers, Marvel Legends, Black Series, all went down to $3 in the last 2 days. I'm not joking. I don't have the receipt anymore. I went to my local Walmart, and they only had, 4 Black Series. This is Bix from Andor, and this is Mon Mothma from Andor. All $3. I paid $9 for the 3 of them. Craziness. There was one other figure, but it was an old Lando who, for some reason, wasn't affected. But yeah, I got all of them for $9, $3 each. A bit weird, if you ask me. But I'm going to take it, because this is a newer release, if I'm not mistaken. There's this box. I'm glad they went back to this old-style box, opposed to this. I hate these weird, full-covered boxes. I do kind of like the shape of those boxes, opposed to these, but these just take me back to when I was a kid, and I always wanted the Black Series figures, so very nice to see these rectangular boxes with the window return. Back of the box, there's some info on Jod. Can't read it all. Box is too big. But that's Jod, aka Jude Law, so let's get him out of the packaging. And here we have Black Series Jod out of the packaging, and he looks good. We have his little scarf on his head, which is a removable piece, obviously. As you've seen, it was different in the box. It's just a rubbery piece, just goes over his head. Don't really care for it too much. Not much really to care about with it. But the figure itself, I actually really like. Jod himself as a character, I really kind of enjoyed in Skeleton Crew, which was a pretty fun show, you know? I actually really did like Skeleton Crew. The ending was a little but the main part of the series was good, and I did like Jod's whole thing of being, spoilers, a kid that was found after Order 66 to be Force sensitive, and he was trained by a survivor of Order 66 in the way of the Jedi, but he then became a pirate. So yes, he's a Force-sensitive pirate who does have a good control of his abilities, so that's cool. Also, he's Jude Law. It's cool. The main thing about him I like is his jacket. It looks great. The arms are pretty bland until you get to the cuffs down there. He does have some brown gloves on. His legs are pretty typical. They're just kind of cargo pants with some boots. Torso, also pretty typical. It's just his gray shirt that he has on throughout the series. Grayish blue. Something. And he pretty much just has this jacket on throughout, which kind of doesn't hinder anything, because it's very flexible. So that's very nice. And the detailing looks great. I do like these little bits of gold, like I mentioned, on the cuffs. Looks good. You can see he has his holstered pistol there, which I do like. It's kind of an offhand holster, so it's like he'd have to go in this way to get it, instead of going, straight down to the leg. I do like that. I like that whole angle of that. Head sculpt actually does really look like Jude Law. In person, I find it looks a lot better than it does on camera. But it does look pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. They even got the little crow's peak up here. Got some beard going, some stubble. It looks really good, in my opinion. It's pretty solid, again, pretty deadpan expression, which is it's just going to happen. They're going to go with the most neutral face possible with Black Series. They're not going to go anything too crazy unless it's like a figure you're going to get multiple of, which I don't think you're getting multiple of Jod at this point. But again, he's newer, so it's a little weird. Accessories, he does have one pistol. There it is. It's kind of like a space musket. And he can hold it in both hands, but it's meant to go in the right one. And it's meant to go like that. And I think that looks pretty cool. He just has a little space musket. I think that's a really cool blaster pistol, honestly. I just really do like that. As we mentioned, a little scarf, which just kind of goes on his head. I wish we got his helmet instead. The helmet he has in the beginning of the series and then towards the end, I really like. I think that helmet design is awesome, and I wish we had got that. opposed to this stupid scarf. Because he does wear the scarf, like, one time. Like, this is kind of a throw-in thing. And it comes with, like, every iteration of him, weirdly enough. Like, the little vintage one, too, also comes with it. But I do think he's still pretty neat, and I do like him a lot. Not really much to complain about, honestly. Just that, at least character design-wise. Articulation-wise, he does have a ball joint in the head, along with some movement in the neck, forward and back, outward. Does have an elbow joint along with a swivel at the elbow. Does have a hand rotation and some up and down. He doesn't really do much at the waist. There's just a lot going on. He has the rotation, but he doesn't really have a diaphragm. He can kind of go back a bit, but he can't go forward all that much. Forward and back isn't really impeded due to the jacket, so that's pretty good. I do like that. Outward as well. Knee joint along the swivel at the knee. Does have a rocker, and then it doesn't have any swivel, and that's about it. So about standard for him. I mean, nothing too crazy. But I mean, as far as it goes with him, that's basically just Jod. There's not much more to say. He's pretty solid, really, and this is much... I paid $3. I'm not mad. There's no being mad at him for $3. There really isn't being mad at any of the ones I got. I know that 2 of them are major shelf warmers. They have been in my local Walmart since Andor came out, which was like last year, I think. Was it last year or the year before? When did Andor come out? Time's weird. But, yeah, I mean, Bix is not a cool character. Mon Mothma's important. But at least Jod's a semi-cool guy, and he was my favorite character from Skeleton Crew, so I'll take him for $3. I think he's just awesome. There's a lot of nice paint work to him. Again, I love the gold. There's kind of this nice fade of like a burgundy up here on the jacket. It looks really good. The belt looks great. I mean, he just looks cool. Again, wish he had came with his helmet opposed to the scarf. The helmet would have been way cooler, man. It would have been cool. I'll put a picture of the helmet if I find it, or if I remember. I might not remember at this point. Who knows? Who made it this long? Who knows if anyone did? But this guy is just pretty solid, in my opinion. And if you do live in Canada, apparently this is a nationwide thing happening right now. I seen it on Facebook because I thought it was just my local Walmart because they were trying to clear them out because they literally had like 3 left. So I was like, maybe just trying to get rid of them. No, this is every Hasbro product. This is Black Series, Marvel Legends, and Transformers, like I just said, except for Transformers, the Starseeker line, or Star Raiders. For some reason, they're completely untouched. And the newest wave of Vintage Series was also untouched by the price change. But any old stock, such as Legacy, United, Evolution, all that stuff, Black Series, back to, it seems like, Andor, at least last year. And then Marvel Legends, it seemed, was pretty well unscathed, too. The only Marvel Legends left were goddamn Eternals. No one wants Eternals. Nobody wants them. They're Eternals. But that is essentially him. I mean, he's all right. I mean, for $3, not being mad. Full price, I feel like he probably should come with a little more. He's a bit lackluster for $40 Canadian. But otherwise, I'm going to give him a good 4. I think he's good. He's pretty accurate. Again, not much missing. But yeah, that's really all for this review. This has been my review of Star Wars Black Series Jod and Nawood. This has been Elite signing out.